Developing your talents. Talents must be federal. Talent isn't enough. You need to work on them. You need to feed them. My sons are gifted musicians. They don't have to practice as much as others to attain the same level of musicianship. They do, however, have to practice. Not as much practice, but practice nonetheless. Professional athletes may be natural athletes, but that doesn't mean they don't spend hours in the gym every morning, in the field or court every day improving those talents. They were born to play professional sports, that was their destiny, but they sacrificed a lot to get there. Talent, for them, was not enough. Let's say, you're a natural public speaker. You love the attention, you love the crowds, you love feeding off their energy, improvising. Being satisfied with the same old opening lines and anecdotes and jokes and the same delivery won't get you far though. You'll want to watch other speakers give presentations and see what you respond to as an audience member and what you don't. You'll want to read books on public speaking. You may take the time and join the local Toastmasters. Simply relying on your talent makes you a good public speaker. Developing your talents will make you a great one. No matter what your talents, provide them the proper care and feeding. Explore the scope of your talents. How talented are you? Really, how broad and deep are your talents? Find the right setting and put your talents to the test. Don't explore the scope of your talents on a case or working with a client. Find something where little if nothing is at stake, but which requires you to use your talents, and see just how talented you are. Let's take an example. Let's say you're a good writer, and to put a finer point on it, you're a good non-fiction writer. You write articles for legal publications and even have ventured to write a book on a legal subject or practice area. The articles, and especially the book, took longer than expected. You doubted your writing talents and vacillated on the subject areas you were writing about. You kept redoing the lead and the conclusion, and all in all, it took longer than expected, and the final product, though strong, wasn't, in your opinion, strong enough. What happened? You second-guessed yourself throughout the process, and the final piece wasn't so much you as it was what you thought others wanted it to be. In effect, you sabotaged your own talents. So let's start over. You're a good writer. Others have told you so, not just your spouse or friends. If you're honest with yourself and not being overly humble, you know you're a good writer. So, let's do this. You're going to write a 1,000-word article over 2 nights at home. You're on a self-imposed deadline and you have to do the best you can in 3 to 4 hours. What happens? I bet what happens is that you write a pretty darn good article and discover you can turn around a piece in short order. And suddenly you have some clues about just how good a writer you are. And you have the added benefit of knowing you can turn around articles on short notice, which opens up new opportunities for you to get published. I have an exercise I do. I give myself 30 days to write a book, which I work on in the evenings and on the weekends. I don't even start with a topic in mind. I just start with a 30-day deadline. And then I do it. I've written several books, including this one with this arbitrary self-imposed deadline. I've tested the scope of my writing talents and in the process, matured those talents, and now, intuitively, know what I can and can't do as a writer. Push your talents to the failure point and see what amazing things you can do. You'll never know just how good you are at something until you've tested the hypothesis that you are, in fact, quite good at it. Seek out opportunities to use your talents. Whether at work, at home, or while volunteering, seek out new opportunities to use your talents for the benefit of others. Maybe you're a natural leader or a natural manager. Maybe you're natural at planning events, developing business plans, marketing, or fundraising. When opportunities present themselves or you search them out, ask yourself, do my talents fit the need, and if so, how? How does this situation make the most of my talents, and how can I use them to help others in this set of circumstances? You may have non-traditional talents requiring you to seek out non-traditional opportunities to use them. Or you may have traditional ones which may serve you and others in non-traditional settings. What cases at work make the most of your talents? Which voluntary organizations? Which activities? Which projects? For example, when getting involved in an organization, find what activities they do that most suit your talents, and volunteer for those activities. If you're a great writer, write for or edit their publications. If you're very thoughtful and logical, help them with their strategic planning. If you're empathic and a good listener, assist with their new membership drive. If you do what you're good at, you will be maximizing your talents for the good of the organization. Use your talents in the office. There's a regular debate among professionals: do you play to your strengths or do you work on your weaknesses? Of course, you should do both. The better question is, how much time and energy should you devote to one over the other? As lawyers, we wear a lot of hats and are called upon to handle a variety of issues, matters, and concerns. You can't simply do one aspect of your job and ignore the others. Even if we have a specialty, we're still utility players juggling several tasks at once. So yes, take the time to work on your weaknesses, but take more time to play to your strengths. Seek out opportunities on your cases to tackle issues and tasks that highlight and make the most of your strengths. Seek out practice groups or cases that call out for your strengths. Yes, there will be aspects of those cases that will require skill sets you need to improve. But, hopefully, there are large swaths of work to be done in those cases for which you are well suited. Doing high-quality, distinctive work is what the client and your firm wants, so seek out opportunities, whether handling a case or volunteering for a specific project on a case, to do so. Use your talents in voluntary bar associations. Applying your talents in a voluntary bar association is easy. Since it's volunteer-based, no one makes you do anything. You get to volunteer for what best suits your talents. You don't have to write if you don't want to. You don't have to speak if you don't want to. You don't have to fundraise if you don't want to. You can look at an organization, study what they do and what they offer their members, and choose those activities that highlight your talents. When I volunteer for organizations, I seek out two opportunities to write and opportunities to lead. I love writing and I love developing a vision and a plan and implementing them. So I write articles and books and edit publications, and I propose projects and plans to make them a reality and then do the work I decided needed to be done. There are certain things I'm not good at, like fundraising, so I avoid tasks that involve fundraising. If there's a big gala that requires sponsorships, I'm not the best person to seek out and secure those sponsorships. I can do it, and I have, but others are much better at it than me, and they should be the ones tasked to do so. But you can do a lot for an organization, get very well known in the organization, and develop business through the organization by volunteering for tasks that highlight your talents. Use your talents at home. Your talents' usefulness isn't limited to work. They have a role at home too. They can help your spouse tackle volunteer projects. They can help with upcoming PTA events. They can help your kids evaluate their own talents and passions and aid them in pursuing their destiny. In fact, there are few things more fulfilling than helping your kids identify and pursue their dreams. Experiencing with them their aha moments when they realize what their talents are, what their passions are, and plotting a plan for their dreams and destiny. These moments, this process, witnessing it, being a part of it, there is little that is more joyful, more heartwarming. Often, there is a synergy between a child's talents and passions and one's own. That's not to say they have the same talents or share similar destinies as you do, but just as you were imbued with certain talents and passions to achieve your dreams, you were provided those same talents and passions to complement your children's and help them achieve their dreams. Not only are there no coincidences as to the skill set with which we're imbued, there are no coincidences with those who come into our lives and need our skill set to assist them in chasing their dreams. Use your talents in the community. Go beyond work and family and seek out opportunities to serve your community. You could do it through working on a board of a local nonprofit, volunteering at community events, or starting something entirely new that benefits your neighbors. When you volunteer, you get to choose what to do, so you can seek out tasks that play to your strengths. In your pursuit to serve, avoid tasks for which you're not well suited. The purpose isn't simply to serve. The purpose is to serve through your talents. Any organization, including a volunteer one, is comprised of different individuals with different talents. No one of us can do everything. And no organization can thrive when everyone shares the same talents. So you need to do what you're good at, and others have to be chosen to do what they're good at, and if the leadership of the organization is doing its job, it's matching the right people with the right talents for the right jobs. If you want to be a leader, you need to identify others' talents and passions, and put them to work for the organization. One of the biggest mistakes a leader makes is hiring a talented person for a job where her talents go to waste, and she struggles to do a job for which she is not well suited. Grow your talents. Take the time to nurture and grow your talents. You want to learn their applicability to your career, family, friends, and community. Talents are like muscles, they need to be used, and the more you use them, the more they grow. Test them, apply them, find different scenarios to use them. By doing so, not only will you develop your existing talents, you may uncover secondary talents you previously were unaware of. Most don't have your talents and no one can use and apply them like you. If you don't develop them, nurture them, push them to their limits, then there will be countless opportunities, tasks that were meant for you to tackle, obstacles for you to overcome, folks that needed your help that will go to waste. There are tasks to be done in this world that only you can do. There are others who need help that only you can provide. If your talents stagnate, then you'll never completely fulfill your destiny, and a half-lived life is a tragedy. Explore new opportunities to use your talents. Think of new ways to use your talents. Maybe you have a new idea about how the firm can market its practice areas, or perhaps you have an idea on how your local voluntary bar association can generate revenue, or how your house of worship can raise funds for a new sanctuary. Perhaps what you need is to apply your skills to a goal or plan no one has thought of yet, a plan no one but you has skills to execute. Some talents can be applied across a wide array of opportunities waiting for them. Some talents are more specialized and narrow and must be analyzed more thoroughly to appreciate a wider application for them. Whatever your talents, think about how they can be used in different circumstances and situations. Ponder on a fit for them and on scenarios which benefit both you and others. Tap into your imagination and ingenuity to see opportunities others have yet to see. It is through this self-exploration that new opportunities for you and your talents will present themselves. Seek others with complementary talents. As leaders, we need to put together teams, and successful teams are often comprised of talented individuals whose talents complement one another. You're good at X, he's good at Y, and she's good at Z. Acknowledge your weaknesses and seek out those whose strengths are in those areas. When you evaluate successful law firms or businesses, you see a wide variety of skill sets across the individuals who comprise the organization. In a firm, for example, you may have great writers, great orators, great marketers, great managers, and great visionaries. Each plays a role in the sustainability and growth of the organization. No one person can be great at all of this. If one can, it's quite rare. The right people for the right job can make an organization grow by leaps and bounds. Placing folks where they belong is the sign of an intuitive and successful leader. At your work and in the associations you belong to, seek out folks with complementary skill sets and see what synergies you have to tackle projects that neither of you could do on your own, but by aggregating your skills, you can do it collectively.